Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump got a lot of people upset, including fellow Republican Jeb Bush, when he said Thursday that everyone in the U.S. should speak English. He doubled down when he called into Morning Joe.
They don't assimilate, and it doesn't work well. So I think that, you know, he made a big deal with the Spanish, and I brought up the point, and it's a point, and some people agree with me. A lot of people, a number of editorials were written where they agree with me, and I know that some people probably don't. But this is a country, and we're based on English, and if you want people to assimilate and go on to great heights, which everybody wants,
right,
you're going to have to learn English.
Very little disagreement on that. The language of the land. The problem is, of course, is that a lot of people, well, may primarily speak a different language. Among people who are eligible to vote, more than 14% speak a language other than English at home. Among people between 18 and 34, the number is close to 25%. So will those people be turned off what Trump is saying, and not just on this issue, but maybe on other issues? Joining me now, Julio Ricardo Varela, digital media director with NPR's Latino USA. Also with me, MSNBC contributor Victoria De Francesco Soto, professor at the University of Texas. I think we have to be very clear to our viewers. The three of us do speak more than just English. Can we just say that off the top so that we're comfortable, guys? Is that okay?
Yes. Sounds
okay,
good.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
All right. So Trump, what Trump actually said is if people want to assimilate, they need to speak English. I think that's pretty clearly what everyone who speaks one language or two languages agrees with. Julio?
Yeah, let's just break down a couple of stats about this. The Instituto Cervantes, the Cervantes Institute, right now has 41 million Spanish speakers in the United States. In addition to that, you add 12 million bilingual speakers, and guess what? There are more Spanish-speaking people in the United States than there are in Spain right now. And this is the Instituto Cervantes saying this. Also, by 2050, there are reports that the United States will have close to 140 million Spanish speakers. And that alone is just mind-blowing. So the fact that this is an English-only country is just such another, false, inaccurate Donald Trump going over the top, and no one is challenging him except for, right now, this bilingual man.
Well, and let's talk about that because, and by the way, Julio and Victoria, it's not just Spanish we're talking about. I mean, in the United States, there are a lot of people, about 38 million Spanish speakers, and Julio was saying it's gotten about 41 million. Also, about, well, more than 10 million who speak European languages like French and German, nearly 10 million speak Asian languages, nearly 3 million people, Arabic and other dialects. Victoria, the debate and the discussion, shouldn't it be about that you're better able to deal with the future if you speak not 2 languages, 3 or even 4? Isn't that something that, should be maybe the underlying thing that we want to get out?
Absolutely. And Jose, for Donald Trump, who is a businessman and who touts his business prowess, having a language is a skill. It's a skill that can help you in the business world. It's a skill that can help you in school. So learning Spanish or Chinese or German is like learning algebra. It's like learning a different subject in school. So that is puzzling of Trump coming at it like that. But the other thing I want to address with Trump is that assimilation and learning English is not mutually exclusive. You can become American, you can socialize, you can acculturate to the United States culture, to the American culture, without leaving behind other languages. So, this notion that it's a false dichotomy, I just don't buy that with Trump. In fact, the Pew Hispanic Institute has some really great research on language usage, and they show that Spanish speakers say, yes, it's important that we keep our Spanish, but we recognize that in order to succeed in this country, we need to know English. Overwhelming majority of Latinos say that. So it is not an either-or, English or Spanish. So
it's not really even an important factor because, Julio, the fact is that even those Latinos that come here recently and don't yet speak the language, their children almost immediately pick it up and they use it. It's really a fallacy to say there are a lot of people who simply don't care about learning English.
Right, and that's, one of the problems with this fallacy is that there's not even, you know, I was in educational publishing before my journalism career, and there's always been a desire by immigrant communities to learn English. The problem is that it's a simple supply and demand issue here. So, you know, the academic research says that bilinguals are, you know, they're just smarter, they're more intelligent, they outperform their other students in academic settings. And if
Julio,
the United States actually,
come on, let's not rub this in. Julio, let's not rub it in because you know there are a lot of people that are looking at us right now and they're saying, "Stop, para, no más." As Manuel Piedra said once. But listen, let's bring it back to politics a second, if I could, because, you know, there's some political impact of these comments. I mean, let's talk about the states, for example, where a lot of people may be bilingual. Look at that. Florida, 20.9% speakers, you know, non-English speakers. 9.9 up in the Northeast. You know, look at the languages. Wait, you're switching maps on me here very quickly. I'm slow today. 21% Nevada, Colorado 10.7%. This is not just one or two states, Julio.
Right. But the thing is what we're saying is that people want to learn English and they also want to maintain their Spanish. I mean, that is not some radical concept here. And guess what? There are many more people that think that way in this country already here, as you have already said so many times, Jose, that bringing up this issue of, like, speak English and you can only speak English in this country is just so, I mean, it's like it's not 1951 anymore. We have moved on, and even Latino conservatives who have been clinging that, you know, that 10 to 15% number that think Trump is not bad, you know, friends come yesterday and they're like, I don't know how I can defend this guy anymore. Like, now it's really personal. So I just think
Julio,
it's crazy.
They may have actually called you in Spanish, which would have been a weird conversation to have here.
Yeah, me llamaron. Yeah, they called me in Spanish. It was, you know, that's what happens.
Victoria, De Francesco Soto, and Julio Ricardo Varela, thank you both for being with me. This is an important conversation. I appreciate you guys on.
Gracias, Jose. Thank you.
Gracias.